We're back with Sir Anthony. Sir Ben Kingsley was here not long ago.
Oh, yeah.
You two recently did a film together. What was it like working with him?
It was terrific. We only had one scene together. Wonderful. Wonderful actor.
And I asked him this. Watch what he said. The last time you were starstruck.
Tony Hopkins, sitting opposite me at a table in a film about to come out called Collide, and I had my first scene with Sir Tony Hopkins, and it's like sitting close to a volcano.
He's tremendous.
It was wonderful. I love him.
The actor you most enjoyed working with to date?
My goodness. Wow, that's a tricky one. I think, you know, in terms of sheer excitement and the purity of his craft, I think it has to be Tony Hopkins.
God.
What do you make of that?
Wow. Thank you, Ben.
One scene, his favorite actor he ever worked with was you.
Wow, that's a wonderful compliment. Volcano. That's pretty hard.
What do you think?
Well, I guess I've got some kind of forceful energy in me. And Ben has as well, because I saw him in Sexy Beast, and I wrote him a fan letter.
He was incredible.
And I phoned him, so he should have had an Oxford for that.
That was
he does a very good impersonation of me, too.
Evil incarnate, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you, we played a little game of If You Only Knew. What are your two favorite roles to date?
Remains of the Day, Hannibal Lecter, Nixon. There have been several, and some I would rather forget. But you know, you get a couple out of a dozen, which may work, and some don't. But I think Lecter was one of my favourites because it was so easy.
Easy?
Yeah, dead easy. Well, it's a trick, you know.
What do you mean?
Well, the first 15 or 20 minutes is built up describing this monster, you know, and to Jodie Foster, and then she goes to the prison, and the governor of the prison said, what's he like? Oh, he's a monster. So they go down. So it's all built up. There's this monster in a cell, in a cage somewhere. The thing is to do the opposite. Play not a monster. Just play someone who's, good morning. You're not real FBI, are you?
Clarice.
Clarice.
How did you find that voice, though?
I don't know.
What's something people don't know about you?
Oh, well, I can say that I'm always very insecure, as we all are. Oh, yeah, I do. People are surprised when they see me, young actors. They say, you're insecure? I say, yeah, you bet you. Your ass I am. I say, how can you be insecure? I said, well, that's being human. That's being alive. Well, I can say that I'm always very insecure, as we all are. Oh, yeah, I do. People are surprised when they see me, young actors. They say, you're insecure? I say, yeah, you bet you. Your ass I am. I say, how can you be insecure? I said, well, that's being human. That's being alive.
Henry Fonda said, I always feel nervous when I don't have a script.
Yeah, because you always want to be in work.
Yeah. The leading lady you most enjoyed working with?
Oh, God, I can't remember. We put Jodie Foster.
Henry Fonda said, I always feel nervous when I don't have a script.
Yeah, because you always want to be in work.
Yeah. The leading lady you most enjoyed working with?
Oh, God, I can't remember. We put Jodie Foster.
Henry Fonda said, I always feel nervous when I don't have a script.
Yeah, because you always want to be in work.
Yeah. The leading lady you most enjoyed working with?
Oh, God, I can't remember. We put Jodie Foster.
If you were an actor, what do you think you'd have done?
Drunk myself to death, probably. Ended up in the gutter.
Do you have a favorite curse word? Okay. Something.
My favorite gesture?
What is something Americans get wrong about the UK?
I think they think we are very ever so gentle and mild and moderate. We're not. We are monsters. The British Empire was run on monstrous energy and rage.
And they were tough. When
tough
they
people.
ran a country, they were
very tough. Oh, yeah.
What does the UK get wrong about America?
Oh, the feeling that America's brash and it's noisy and this, that, and the other. Well, it is all those things, but that's what makes America what it is. And I think we countries, we nations, whether it's America or Britain, we get it wrong about so many other nations. Everyone's in Russia, the bad. You know, we get it all so wrong.
They're people.
They're people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actor or actress you'd like to work with that you haven't?
Love to work with De Niro. Yeah, I'd like to work with him.
Any upcoming actor or actress that impresses you?
Oh God. Do you know, I don't watch much film. I'm ashamed to say no.
You
I don't have time.
I'm told you also don't have actors as friends.
That's right.
Why?
Well, they're actors, they're okay. I love working with them. But I'm a recluse. I don't have any friends, really. All my friends are my wife's friends, all these Spanish women. I get more from them than anything else. I'm not an unfriendly person. I enjoy people. But I'm not a great mixer. I love being on my own. I love being a recluse. I'm not a recluse, but I love being on my own.
You don't have great buddies?
No, never have.
Don't go on fishing trips with the guys?
No, no.
What's the best thing about living in L.A.?
The sunshine, Nathan Owls. I love to travel. I love to drive around. I love everything about it.
What don't you like?
I love everything.
What's your most cherished memory?
Coming here in 1973, I was working on a film with Goldie Hawn, and I was taken on the first Sunday to the Bel Air Hotel. I'd never been there before. I thought I was in Paris, and I thought I've got to stay. I've got to live here in this country, in LA. And those are my favourite memories. And the 70s, they were great. Things were a little more peaceful here then, and everything about it, everything. It was like being in Playland. It's like being in a big beach party.
Were you an overnight hit?
No, it took me years. Silence of the Lambs was the first time it really changed things. But then, you know, you got the Oscar and all that, but you wake up next morning, it's the same old fundamental stuff.
Did you have to audition for Silence?
No, Jonathan Demme phoned my agent and asked me if I would be interested in playing the part. I was in London at the time, and I thought it was a children's story, The Silence of the Lambs. So I said to my agent, they sent me the script. He said, what do you think? I said, I don't want to read all of it. And is it a deal? He said, well, not yet. I said, I'm not going to read anymore because I've read this part, as the great part. So he phoned me back. He said, it is a deal. Jonathan Demme's flying into London tomorrow to see you. We met. And I said, why did you cast me? He said, because I saw you in The Elephant Man, playing Dr. Treves. I said, but he was such a good man. He said, there's something in Lecter that is good, but basically mad. I thought, got it.
Next, we'll wrap things up with some viewer questions for Sir Anthony, and he's going to ask me a question.
Okay.
We're back with Anthony Hopkins. Tony stars with Ian McKellen in The Dresser on Stars. It premieres May 30th. It was a great play. It was a great film, and now another great film with you.
Thank you.
Before we get some questions from social media, how does your choice picking work? What do you look for when you get a script?
I always look to see if I'm on the last page, because I know it's a good part. No, I just look for the content of the... I don't know, really.
Do you have to be the star?
No, not at all. It'd be nice to be. No. It's just an instinct to have about it. Sometimes I'll say no.
Ever regretted anything?
Oh, yeah. Can't remember any of them now. I've erased them from my memory. But I don't... the one thing I try to do, what I do, I think successfully, is to not take myself too seriously. Because I like to... I just enjoy the process of being alive, and that they actually pay me to do what I do, and having fun with it. I can't take it seriously. I mean, I was on stage, you know, years ago, before I finally left and sold out to Hollywood. I was on stage doing King Lear. And I remember going on stage that night and thinking, what am I doing? I'm 37 years of age. How am I pretending to be 80 years of age? Now I am almost there, with the beard and all that. I thought, this is ridiculous. And I made up my mind then I'm going to start leaving this business, because I can't do this. I mean, even today I go on set and I think, what am I doing here? But I enjoy it, and they pay me to do it. So my thing is to not take it too seriously.
How did you enjoy working with Brad Pitt in
Joe
Black? I love that movie.
Yeah, he was wonderful.
The critics were rough on it.
I know, I didn't know why. But he was wonderful to work with.
What about ageism in Hollywood? You still see scripts
Yeah.
Not many people over 75, do they get scripts?
I don't know. But all I know is, without becoming, humble as pie, but I do appreciate it, and I'm very grateful, because I know what a tough business this is, and I know a lot of young actors or guys who would be actors trying to break into the business, and they have all my sympathy. I'll do whatever I can to help, but it's a tough, relentless business. For me to be around today is astonishing. I look in the mirror and think, they still want you? And I think, yeah, my agent says they still want you to. So I think, well, that's wonderful. You have to keep a spirit of gratitude, I guess, and yeah.
Social media questions. Zella on the Larry King Now blog. I love your piece, and the waltz goes on. Will you be putting on more? Will you be putting out more?
Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Lynn on Facebook. What was it like to work with Burgess Meredith and Richard Attenborough in Magic?
Oh, that was a long time ago, 30 years ago. Was it 30? Almost 40 years ago. That was a long memory. Burgess was terrific to both. He was an irascible old guy. And he said, okay, that's not again. Come on. Yes, sir. And he would fight, he was pugnacious. But he was wonderful.
And Attenborough?
He was great director to work with. We became good friends. I think we did 5 films together. It was a great sense of humor. Loved everyone. Yeah.
Jen on the Larry King Now blog. Can you share your acting experience while doing Nixon, particularly when working with Paul Sorvino?
It's a long time ago. Paul Sorvino. He played
Kissinger, I think?
Kissinger, yeah, he was okay. Good. I liked Oliver Stone very much. Oliver Stone, James Woods, E.T. Walsh.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember the cast now. Yeah, a long time ago.
You had to throw away your accent, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know how I did. I remember James Woods saying after the first reading, I'm playing an American president, and Jimmy Woods said at the end of the first reading, we broke for lunch, he said, great German accent. He's a mischief maker, but Oliver's great to work with.
Man Deep on Facebook. After being in Silence of the Lambs, there's an interesting question. Do you think we all have an inner Hannibal?
Ask a psychiatrist, I don't know.
Marsh Sadie on the Larry King Now blog. Out of all the roles you played as an actor, which one was the most challenging and the one who most matched your personality?
Well, Nixon was pretty challenging. Oliver Stone told me something interesting when he phoned me. He said, I want you to play Nixon. I said, you crazy? He said, no. He said, why would you want me to play it? He said, because, I'd read pieces and articles about you. He said, you and Nixon fit in because you're both paranoid and insecure. I said, how did you know? He said, I've read pieces about you in the papers, interviews. I said, well, that's probably true. I don't think I'm paranoid, but I was certainly very insecure. And I remember taking on Nixon to spite Oliver Stone and myself, to kill my demons. I thought I can either hang around in London doing respectable parts of the BBC or work for this crazy director, Oliver Stone, and risk falling on my backside. And I did it, and I thought, just go for it, just be bold. And Oliver was great to work with.
I knew Nixon, interviewed Nixon quite a few times, spent some time with him, and you had him down.
Thank you.
And he was paranoid, though.
Yeah, he was a strange man. I wish I'd met him.
At Jackson Aura on Twitter, do you have any regrets?
No. Don't have time to regret. We move on, because we are acceptable for what we are, not what we think we should be. I'm accepted in myself by what I am, but not as I think I should be, because that's a lie. I'm a sinner. I'm an old sinner. I've done some bad things. I've done some good things. So, you just forgive yourself and move on.
In Joe Black, you played a man knowing he was going to die.
That's right.
Do you think about death?
Yeah, all the time, really. But I don't dwell on it in a morbid way. I'm resigned. No, I'm accepting that I've reached an age now that, could be any time. I hope I have many, many years to go. But I'm not scared of it. I'm not. This is all, to me, it's a dream within a dream, to quote Edgar Allan Poe. It's all a dream within a dream. My favourite quote is, "They are not long the days of wine and roses. Out of a misty dream, our path emerges for a while, then closes within a dream."
Pretty good.